This idea that there's already a version of us that's happy sounds suspiciously like a self-help plot twist. Like I'm supposed to close my eyes, imagine a more cheerful me, and hope she sends instructions.
The cheerful version doesn't need to send instructions. She's simply operating on different assumptions than the ones you're currently using. Think of it as two radio stations broadcasting from the same tower. Both versions exist, but you only hear the one you're tuned into.
So the happy version of me is just sitting there, broadcasting joy, while I'm stuck listening to the channel filled with static and questionable life commentary?
More or less, the static comes from beliefs and definitions that don't match the frequency of the happier version. But the good news is you don't have to build the happy version from scratch. She already exists as a potential pattern. Your job is to tune in.
You make it sound like happiness is pre-installed software.
Exactly. It's the part of you that isn't burdened by old stories, outdated fear settings, or the belief that happiness must be earned by suffering heroically. That version of you experiences life without dragging a suitcase full of emotional laundry.
But if the happy version is already there, why don't I feel her more often?
Because you keep tuning to the channel of I'll Be Happy When. That's a very popular station. Lots of commercials, very little satisfaction. The happy version broadcasts from the station of I can feel good now because nothing is blocking me except my own definitions.
So she's not happier because her life is magically better.
No, she's happier because her interpretation is cleaner. She sees situations without twisting them through the filter of fear or self-doubt. Nothing dramatic, just different assumptions that create different emotional outcomes.
All right, suppose I want to tune into this version. What am I actually shifting?
You shift the definitions you use to explain your experiences. For example, something unexpected happens. One version of you says, life is against me. The happier version says, life is redirecting me. Same event, different translation. The emotional result is completely different.
Translation seems like a powerful thing.
It is. Translation is how you decide what reality means, and meaning determines emotional tone. The happier version uses translations that support curiosity instead of catastrophe. It doesn't pretend everything is perfect. She simply refuses to assume everything is doomed.
So this version still has challenges.
Of course, everyone gets challenges. The difference is she doesn't turn challenges into personal insults. She doesn't declare herself unworthy because of a setback. She interprets the moment as part of growth rather than as evidence of failure. That interpretation creates the emotional space for happiness to remain available.
But how do I stop identifying with this stressed out version of me? That one feels much louder.
Loudness isn't the same as truth. The stressed version is loud because she's practiced. You've rehearsed her lines for years. The happy version doesn't shout, she invites. She shows up when you stop insisting that the stressful version is the real one.
So I don't have to fight the unhappy version. I just have to stop feeding her assumptions.
Exactly. Fighting her gives her energy. Observing her without agreement dissolves her momentum. Then the happy version has room to step forward.
This is starting to sound less mystical and more mechanical.
It is mechanical. Emotional states follow definitions the way shadows follow light. If you shift the definition, the emotional shadow changes automatically. The happier version of you is simply the one running a cleaner set of definitions.
What's the first practical step?
Ask yourself, how would the happier version interpret this moment? Then try on that interpretation like clothing. See how it feels. Small shifts create openings. Openings create momentum. Momentum tunes you into that version more consistently.
And eventually I just become her.
You don't become her, you reveal her. She's the version not buried under outdated assumptions. She's the one who already exists beneath the noise. When the noise fades, she becomes your normal.
It all makes sense now. Thank you.